Hi, this is Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass with a mid-session update for Wednesday, May 12th. Okay, lots going on, guys. Let's get caught up on some levels and take a look at where we're at. A little break in the action here as we're putting in a little bounce here at 1 o'clock as I'm starting the video. Okay, SPY 2 hour. We had 410.50 in focus as a very important level, a breakdown level, a support level. We got a very impulsive candle on the inflation news this morning. And now we've come down to this 407 level, and we've the heavy selling pressure has been abated. I don't think it's over, but we'll wait and see. We could potentially bounce back to 410, but like I say, I that's not my base case right now. What I prefer, or what I see first, is, remember, this is the 50 EMA on the daily. I think we come down here to 405, and that would be a place where I'd expect buyers to make a big try at a save. Otherwise, below 405, I see it's coming down to fill this gap and come down to the 401, 402, right in that area. Fill this gap down to 461, and then see what happens. I did a measured move off of this bear flag, and it puts us right down in this 402 area, 400 area. So that's what I'm expecting to play out. What would invalidate that is a break back above 410.50, back up into the zone. That would chip away at the short-term bear case. But like I say, regardless of whatever kind of little bounce we put in this afternoon, I think we're going to test these lows again. Here's a 30-minute chart. Here was what I had depicted as a bear flag this morning. Impulsive drop down, consolidation in the bear flag, and then an impulsive drop down below. Down below this, what was support is now resistance between 410.50 and 411.50. Remember, there was support here, but then if you go back, this tag down here at 410.50 was support. So on any kind of bounce back, I would expect that to get rejected in and around 410. And let's say you had covered your shorts down here, or you missed the move. Any kind of bounce back into 410.50 would be an ideal place to try a short with a stop just above, because if the bear case is intact, it should not go back above this resistance layer. It should reject there and come back down. Anyways, if we get that bounce, I would either deploy or redeploy shorts back up here against 410, and then that could be more or less a swing trade that you could stay in for a while, see if we move down to that 400 area. QQQ 2 hour, we had the big move down. We had a consolidation flag back up to resistance, impulsive breakdown this morning, and now we found some intermediate support here at 318. My expectation is, after whatever kind of bounce we put in, that it ultimately gets rejected and we come down to the 312, 310 area. Of course, we do have a gap here to fill. It's not beyond reason that they could shoot it up here, fill that gap, and then reverse. We'll have to just wait and see. It would be my expectation that if we got into this area, if we came all the way back, that ultimately we would be rejected at the top of the gap fill or in this 326 area. So we'll see how big they can bounce it here this afternoon. But I think we're going lower. And again, that measured move, bear flag breakdown, puts us down around 310. This view doesn't really add much because we've gone off the scale here, but it does show the bear flag nicely. Here was the impulsive breakdown. Here was the bear flag consolidation, and then another impulsive breakdown. And what is interesting or important from a technical point of view is the moves have been impulsive, more or less straight down, consolidation flag, and then a gap down. Those are showing some power. It's not like this, kind of limped down here and, taking its merry time coming down. These are strong moves. So this afternoon, this 320.50 area would be a location where I would look for a rejection as well. IWM has been holding in there pretty well. I mean, we did have the impulsive breakdown, we had the kickback, but it has not taken out the prior low. We've tested it. Here was the low from the other day, right down here at 215. We came down again. Notice support here, support back in the chart. So the door doesn't really open for IWM for real downside until 215 breaks. And if 215 breaks, I think we're coming down towards the 207 area on a move down. But support is support until it's broken. So, I mean, for me, it's the prior lows right here at 215. That has to break to open the door. Here's the 30-minute chart. Impulsive move down, bear flag, another impulsive move, but not really carrying it through 215. So the bulls have saved it thus far. I'm going to go into some of the daily charts on the FATMAAN names because I think there's been some important developments. We had talked this morning about 305 being an important level. Here was a prior high. We broke out, then came up here and have backfilled that area, and now we've fallen below that 305 breakout. That calls into question all this price action above. Those traders obviously know they're wrong now. And so now at 298, we're sitting right on the 50. And so going forward, I think you can use the 50 as a pivot point. If you're convinced this is an anomaly, we're going back to new highs, you can be long against the 50 and just have a stop below. If you're not in it, I wouldn't do anything here. I would wait to see if the 50 breaks. And if it does, you're going to come in here to 295, which is an important level. And if that breaks, then you're down into the low 280s. So really important spot right here. If there are Facebook bulls out there, they should be stepping in right here. And if they don't, I think we head lower. And notice that the 200 is way down here around 272. Apple. This is an important uptrend line on the daily. We had talked this morning about this 124 being a very critical level. Why? Because you've got uptrend support and you've got lateral support here at 124. By all accounts, that should not have broken. And if the bulls can step in this afternoon and close it above 124, then they got a stick save. But as it stands now, with price below trend and below resistance at 124, the door is open for a test of the 200 down here at 118.50. So we could see some more money come out, come back down here to 118.50, test that, and if it doesn't hold the 200, I don't know what to tell you. Would not be good. Tesla 60-minute chart got rejected at 625 like we talked about this morning. Came right back down to test these prior lows. The prior lows have held thus far. If it doesn't hold, I think you're coming down here to 580, which is the 200-day on the daily chart. See how high you can bounce it. If you had got short on the open, this would be an area, once you saw that it held, would have been a good place to just cover and see how high the bounce can go before you recycle short, or just wait for the prior low to be broken. That's a perfectly valid way to trade that as well, because in here you're kind of in no man's land as far as putting a short back on. Now that changes if the bounce takes us all the way back up to 625, then you're at an objective level again. But as it stands now, if you covered or are not in, I would wait for the lows to be broken, and then you can try a short if you are interested in that. Microsoft, here again, really bad breakdown. You can see we had the breakout from 245. Now we've dropped below, not only dropped below 245, but have dropped below this uptrend line on the daily, which is a sell signal on the daily chart. So if you're a swing trader, you can be short against 245 and look for 230 down here, and even possibly the 200 down in the low 220 range. And notice here that price is not only below trend and below resistance, it's also below all the moving averages that have all turned down. And this is one of the reasons why I think the Qs are going lower. You got Apple on a daily sell signal. Now you got Microsoft on a daily sell signal. Let's look at Amazon. Testing the lows here at 31.50. If this level breaks here, then you're coming down to the 200 at basically 30.91. Call it 3,100. Another $50 lower. I mean, Amazon is entrenched in a pretty good downtrend here. I mean, we're 400 off the earnings high, and the bounces have been very weak. And so I expect this to not hold up. I expect there to be pressure on this to break and then come down for the 3,100 or 200-day test. Again, if you are on the ball and Amazon is your thing, you got the free 50 club again. Even though there was a gap down, there was a move above 3,200, and when that failed, you got the $50 move right down to 3,150, just like it's supposed to do. And yeah, so the free 50 club keeps working if you've been trading it. Google, gap down, lost 22.40, came right to 2200 like we talked about this morning. Here's another important level on the daily. Just like Facebook, sitting on the 50 EMA, sitting on trendline support, it's got to hold. If it doesn't hold at 2200, you're looking at 2110, something like that, to the top of this range right here. But then it will be on a daily sell signal, and with the 200 way down here at 1900, it would have a long ways to fall, and you've got a gap here that still needs to be filled. And remember, guys, we're not the only people with charts, right? A lot of algos, a lot of technical traders. And when you see the 50 go and daily trendline support go, anybody that's a technical trader that's long is going to exit their positions. So what happens is, when these trend lines, if and when they do break, it usually results in the next wave of selling, because anybody that had been in this big uptrend line realizes the trend is now broken, so they exit their position, which is selling, and then that's what drives it down. So anyways, Netflix, not any kind of dramatic move, but it did gap down and take out this support level that we had identified at 492.50, and now it's been moving down, and we've got the prior low down here at 480. So if you had gotten short in the 492 area, just stay short, see if you can get a move down to 480 by the end of the day. And remember, just as I'm talking about it, margin debt is at record highs. Yeah, I've just been hearing some chatter on FinTwit. When do the margin calls start going out to these guys that are leveraged to the max long? Whether that's today or in the days ahead, the brokers aren't going to wait around for these people to get out of their positions. They're going to give them that phone call and say, if you don't do it, we're going to do it for you. So there's the potential of that. We don't need to know if that happens or not. We'll see that in the charts. But that's another factor out there that makes me think we're going to go lower. Semiconductors on the daily chart lost the 50 way back here at 242.5. Got the big move down. We got a bounce yesterday, but now that bounce failed, and now we're below this value area, and I think the door is certainly open for a move down to 215 and possibly 213 for a test of the 200 down this way. So if you're a swing trader, you can stay short against 227.50. If you're an active trader, you can have the same stop and just write it down, trail your stops, and see what kind of down move we have towards the end of the day, and then you can decide whether you're gonna cover at the end of the day or carry it in to tomorrow. A couple other things. I told you I got long Duluth trading into the close yesterday. Obviously that was wrong. I got stopped out this morning, so I'm out of that trade. But other than that, I didn't initiate any other kind of big swing shorts. I'm just active in the indexes primarily. I'm short the SPY. I'm short the Qs, and I'm waiting to short IWM on a break of 215. So that's what I'm looking at. I think we go lower. Of course, have your stops in place if we get a substantial bounce, and then just look to recycle short when that bounce runs out of energy or runs into resistance. Okay, I hope you found the information helpful. If you're new to the channel, certainly thanks for stopping by. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You won't miss a beat. I'll keep you posted on what I'm seeing. Hopefully that'll help you stay in objective trades, get good trade location, and make some money. For you regulars, thanks for hanging with me, and I'll talk to you next time. This has been Chris Buss with Trader's Profit Compass.